I'm Jared Polis, Governor of the great state of Colorado. Welcome to the live broadcast of the Greater Colorado Pitch Series, where you'll see that the entrepreneurial spirit is alive and well in rural Colorado. Colorado has a reputation as a great place to build a business. Back in 1890, the world's first commercial AC power plant was built in Ames, Colorado. Since then, we've seen household brands, expertly crafted outdoor recreation brands, and billion-dollar tech companies evolve and thrive in small towns across our state. I'm proud to say that our Colorado Office of Economic Development and International Trade works with statewide partners to support a robust economy, entrepreneurship, and innovation. We're partnering with Startup Colorado to help startups tap into the educational, financial, and collaborative resources. The Advanced Industry Grant and Tax Credit programs move innovations to commercialization and engage Coloradans to invest within our state. The state's Venture Capital Authority is the largest limited partner in the Greater Colorado Venture Fund, which is doing incredible work funding startups in rural Colorado. I'm so pleased to take part in the Greater Colorado Pitch Series and to learn more about the innovative business concepts being presented today that we know are going to be tomorrow's great businesses.
Hello, hello, hello. I am Mara Hardy, your MC for the day. We've got a packed 2 hours, so buckle up and let's get after it. I work at the Grand Junction Economic Partnership, the economic development organization for Mesa County, and I'm also one of the planners of West Slope Startup Week. West Slope Startup Week is a totally free gathering of the entrepreneurial minds and business professionals on the western slope of Colorado. But it's actually open to anyone. So we've had people from all across the state participate, as well as folks joining from other states and even internationally. Startup Weeks are a program of Techstars, a global platform to support entrepreneurs. It's put on by the local community for the local community. It's basically a multi-day celebration of pioneers, go-getters, and dreamers. Last year was the first year for West Slope Startup Week. Usually it happens in one city, but ours is unique because it's regional, calling on those from Steamboat Springs to Durango and Summit County to Grand Junction to get involved. Due to COVID-19, we pivoted from a week-long in-person event to a month-long virtual format. So it's been going on the entire month of July. We've had over 70 sessions, 100 presenters, and 550 attendees. And this is the closing day, the last hurrah, the epic finale. But enough about it from me. Hear it directly from our entrepreneurs.
The magic of West Slope Startup Week is simple. We all create the week that we want to see to help build the businesses in the communities we want to live in.
The best talent in town and events for us, by us.
It's a chance to network with other entrepreneurs like you and learn what your colleagues are doing to get ahead and stay ahead in these challenging times.
We're all here to support each other. Don't build your business alone.
It's such an awesome opportunity to be able to learn from your own peers and local people.
People that are in the same situation you are, people you can reach out to.
I always walk away super inspired about my community and about sort of what's possible in my own life, in my own business.
I'm excited to meet entrepreneurs from other parts of the state and learn about what they're doing.
But it's also a great way to get to know your neighbors right here on Colorado's West Slope.
It is an entire conference built to celebrate the entrepreneurs and communities in our region and what we are doing to move forward.
That's awesome. It's so inspiring. It's been fun. So it happened this July, but don't worry, you can catch us next year. So as your MC, I want to let you know what to expect from today. First, you're going to see a lot of me. When you do, you know we're moving on to something new. Second, you're going to hear 7 incredible stories from 7 founders in rural Colorado. They are pitching their company for the chance to receive $275,000 in investment and $10,000 in in-kind awards. Sprinkled between the pitches, you'll hear from sponsors whose support made this event possible, from partners who are dedicated to helping businesses and startups in Colorado, and from founders who took the leap and started something in rural Colorado. Hopefully you'll be inspired by these stories of grit and resilience. And these are characteristics that define rural Colorado. I would argue that this grit and resilience are part of what makes our region the place to build your business. Now I'm pleased to turn it over to one of our keynote speakers today, Betsy Markey. Betsy is the Executive Director of the Colorado Office of Economic Development and International Trade, known as OEDIT. OEDIT is one of those rock-solid partners that's driving economic development statewide, with a renewed focus on rural over the past few years. You'll see more about the support they offer for startups and businesses throughout this event. But first, let's hear from Betsy.
Hi, I'm Betsy Markey, and on behalf of Colorado's Office of Economic Development and International Trade, welcome to the Greater Colorado Venture Fund's Pitch Series. I'm honored to participate in an event dedicated to the support of ideas and innovation, and Colorado's commitment to innovation has always played a vital role in our economic prosperity, and the work that you do is critical to our recovery and growth. OEDIT and the Venture Capital Authority are proud partners of the Greater Colorado Venture Fund, one of the nation's first VC funds focused exclusively on unlocking venture capital for rural America. To date, the Greater Colorado Venture Fund has made more than $3 million in investments in 15 businesses. These investments span from Alamosa to Eagle and from aerospace to agriculture. Our team is excited to be a part of the West Slope Startup Week and the first of its kind online pitch event. Entrepreneurship is alive and well in rural Colorado, and startups are what will continue to help rebuild and shape our communities while making us stronger. The fact that you've pivoted online already to make this event possible speaks to the shared responsibility and resiliency of Colorado's startup ecosystem. I'm excited to hear the pitches and explore all the possibilities with all of you. I want to thank all the partners and sponsors for helping to make this event possible. The Colorado Impact Fund, Established, Betcher Foundation, Ascent CFO Solutions, First Southwest Bank, Colorado Outdoors Pearl Fund, and Michael Best. Finally, and perhaps most importantly, I want to thank you, our entrepreneurs across the state who applied and those selected to pitch today. You are truly inspirational. Your curiosity, creativity, and resolve epitomize the many things that make Colorado such an amazing place to live, work, and play. These traits are valued in any setting, but especially given the circumstances that surround us now. There's a saying I like: we are continually faced with a series of great opportunities brilliantly disguised as insolvable problems. I can't wait to hear your ideas. Good luck to all of you.
Here are 4 of many organizations that made this event possible. Established, Colorado Impact Fund, the Betcher Foundation, and First Southwest Bank. Thank you for your support. First up, let's hear from Established, who produced this event today.
Established is a consultancy that helps organizations with their innovation, startup, and communication strategies. We act as a force multiplier, giving our clients the ability to go above and beyond to accomplish greater goals than they would alone. Our mission is to, wherever and whenever possible, discover, promote, foster, connect, build, and/or fund innovation that can change the world for the better. We help companies, organizations, and cities to develop, create, and execute successful strategies. Some of the various methods by which we provide exposure are our podcasts, virtual events, blogs, social media strategy and execution, and our daily Deal Flow newsletter, which continues to grow and currently reaches over 74,000 recipients. Established also produces and promotes events on behalf of our partners and clients. Additionally, one of the programs we've been working on the longest is our Startup of the Year program, a year-long program that searches the country for a geographically diverse set of startups from all backgrounds, pulling them together to compete for the title of Startup of the Year. The program includes a number of in-person and virtual events, including our annual South by Southwest Startup Pitch event and competition, all of which culminate at our annual Startup of the Year Summit, where the Startup of the Year winner is announced, along with an opportunity at potential investment through our investment arm called Established Ventures. Much of our work, though, is helping to provide startups with a connective tissue to help them be successful. We partner with investors and other organizations in ecosystems around the country, and in doing so, provide opportunities to startups with those various partners. So Established is here to help you find and source innovations that will help you meet your goals faster. Connect with us today to learn more.
Next, we'll hear from the Office of Economic Development and International Trade about one of their grant programs to support businesses across Colorado. Let's hear from Katie.
Hi, my name is Katie Wasliger, and I'm the Senior Manager for the Advanced Industry Program at the Office of Economic Development and International Trade. The Advanced Industry Accelerator programs are designed to promote growth and sustainability in the advanced industries by helping to accelerate commercialization, encourage public-private partnerships, increase access to early-stage capital, and create a strong ecosystem that increases the state's global competitiveness. The Advanced Industry Program's purpose is to promote the commercialization of advanced technologies in Colorado that are at a stage of development where market funds are not available. The funding provides a great source of non-dilutive capital to help businesses scale and grow their Colorado footprint. There are 3 domestic grants. First, Proof of Concept. This grant uses funding to identify and pull technologies from Colorado research institutions and connect them to the private sector. Second, Early Stage Capital and Retention. This grant uses funding to support companies using technologies developed in Proof of Concept and other early stage startups that have created viable products that meet a market need and can be created or manufactured in Colorado and exported globally. Lastly is Collaborative Infrastructure Funding. This grant uses funding to accelerate commercialization and innovation of advanced industry products and services by building capacity and workforce for the advanced industry ecosystem. Applications for the fall grant cycle opened on July 1st and are due on September 1st by 5:00 p.m. We encourage all Colorado startups to apply today.
If you are starting a business on the Western Slope or in rural Colorado, someone has probably told you to get in touch with one of these 3 dudes. If you're smart, you do it. Let's bring him in.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining. My name is Mark Nager, one of the 3 partners with the Greater Colorado Venture Fund. You're joining us here today for the culmination of what has been weeks of competition with over 100 applications, and you're going to be hearing from the 7 finalists today. First, a thank you to all of our partners, the team at Established, the folks at OEdit who have helped really make this possible. And really, I want to tell you maybe a little bit about GCVF just to start. We are a $17.5 million fund exclusively focused on investing in companies in rural Colorado. What that means, basically anywhere outside of the Front Range. But why? Why would we be doing that right now? Historically, most people might know the data. Over 80% of the capital has gone to startups and ventures outside of places like this, specifically to the coasts. We're on a mission to really prove out and pioneer models to help make venture capital work for the small communities and towns across this country, starting in Colorado. Joining me today, we have Corey and Jamie. I'm going to turn it over to Corey to tell you a little bit more about the fund.
Thanks, Mark. Yeah, so to Mark's point, we're a $17.5 million fund, and to date, we've invested in 15 startups across rural Colorado. Today, we'll be adding a few more to that list of what we call the GCVF family. We have collectively traveled tens of thousands of miles around the state, visiting our different communities and getting to know people, entrepreneurs all across the state that we love, and are now excited to host the first ever virtual pitch series. And I'll let Jamie explain a little bit about our new format.
Yeah, so here we are at the Greater Colorado Pitch Series. And originally this was meant to be a crazy 2-week long roadshow, and we were all going to be hopping in our campers and driving from town to town to have about 10 different events over 14 days. So 8 regional qualifiers, and then that would all culminate in a finals event in Grand Junction during West Slope Startup Week on June 5th. As we know, driving town to town and hosting big events is kind of the opposite of our public health advice. So pretty quickly we figured out, how do we continue to hold an impactful event for our ecosystem? And we wanted to keep it in sync with West Slope Startup Week. So here we are on July 30th, and we're excited to have this headline event for West Slope Startup Week. And we're excited to be able to still show you the awesome companies being built all around rural Colorado.
Thank you, Mark, Corey, and Jamie, for your dedication and leadership in rural Colorado. And as our judges for the day, is there anything particular you'd like to share?
Oh man, just good luck to the startups. We were so blown away by the quality of applications. This was one of the hardest filtering processes I know I've ever been a part of. And at the end of the day, just a reminder too, we work for the entrepreneurs, right? This is the reason that our fund exists, economic development efforts across the state, right? We are here for the entrepreneurs. Lord knows being an entrepreneur is one of the craziest adventures you could ever choose for your life. So again, just excited to hear from these guys.
The only other thing I'd add is many thanks to all of our partners from across the state. Y'all know who you are. We couldn't have done this without you. You really helped us turn over all the rocks and get the words out. So thank you. We appreciate it.
And I have one question. I couldn't help but notice that there's not a lot of women in the competition. Can you talk about that a little bit?
You know, Mara, that's one of the biggest challenges that we've been thoughtful about. We've seen it from the beginning. We've continually, reiterated that as an organization, we want to get more diversity into it, right? We know it's not just the right thing to do, but it's statistically just good business and good practice. Everybody knows in rural Colorado, diversity is a challenge from the pool that we're starting with. But we've got some great women on the lineup still that we're going to be able to hear from, and we look forward to bringing more into the mix in all of our efforts.
That's great. It's great to hear you guys are aware of the issues and you're taking action to address our regional diversity and inclusivity challenges. So in a few minutes, we'll be hearing from our 7 finalists. I first want to give a special thank you to Dr. Andy O'Connor from Speak Coach in Boulder, who served as a pitch coach for these startups and dug in with each of them to help them craft their story. She may have helped me a little bit too. For the flow today, here's how it will go. There are 7 pitches. Each pitch is 4 minutes. It'll be followed by 2 minutes of question and answer with the 3 esteemed judges you've just heard from. We'll have a few founder stories and messages from our partners in between the pitches. After the final pitch, the judges will deliberate, and then the winners and investment will be announced at the end. So let's get to the pitches. I'm fired up and ready to hear from our first pitch. Quicker Stuff is new on the scene, but backed by an extremely experienced and dedicated team. The founder is a fellow Grand Junctionite. Here's Brian with Quicker Stuff.
This is Randy, and she is the love of my life, and we do everything together. So what's the first big purchase every couple makes? A bike rack, of course. So we went to REI, and we went shopping, and I talked to the manager. I said, what about the one-up bike rack? And he says, oh, that's the best rack made, but you can only get that online. So I Googled it and I found 2 websites. And on one of the websites, in small print, it said, contact me if you want to license this product. So I did. So this is Cal Phillips, and he's the inventor of the highly successful one-up quick rack. I contacted Cal, and after talking for 3 weeks, he traveled out to Grand Junction to meet with me and some manufacturers to see if we could bring his latest design to the world. This is the Quick Rack Mach 2, Cal's latest design with 6 of the most requested improvements and more. We've licensed the newest design and 14 patents of the Quick Rack Mach 2. At Quicker, we build high-quality, innovative outdoor recreational products in Grand Junction, Colorado, so people can get outside easier and experience all the joys of nature and stay healthy. Bike sales, especially heavy, expensive recreational e-bikes, are growing rapidly, and COVID has only increased demand for these. The global e-bike market is expected to reach more than $24 billion in 2025. That's 4 times the size of the entire US bike sale market in 2015. In 2015, Cal exited his company. At the time, it was doing $5 million in sales and $1.2 million in net cash flow. Introducing the Quick Rack Mach 2. It's a premium modular aluminum bike rack with no tools needed. It's designed for all bikes and vehicles with 2 arms that grab any tire, and especially those expensive and heavy e-bikes with a 300-pound capacity. And it's quicker. We have 6,300 people on a waiting list dating back to 2017, and it's growing daily. We're currently taking full price orders and $199 deposits, and we fulfill on these full price customers first and then on the deposit customers. We have emailed the waiting list in 50-person batches starting from the beginning of the list and are already sold out of our first batch of 100 racks. With these pre-sales, we can collect data to determine customer needs, pricing sensitivity, and to ramp up appropriately. We're hoping to convert 15% of the waiting list at $849 a rack, resulting in $800,000 in sales in the first 18 months. Since July 1st, we've emailed about 1,000 people with $30,000 in sales, and we want to take these sales and investments to ramp up our production facilities. We got a seasoned team of leaders, makers, and mentors that are driven. So at Quicker Stuff, we design and build innovative outdoor recreational products in Grand Junction, Colorado, so that everybody can get out and enjoy nature quicker. So take a ride with us and invest in healthy growth.
Thank you, Brian. Let's bring Brian in for some question and answer from the judges.
Hello.
Hey, Brian, great pitch. Good to see you here again.
Good to be seen.
Maybe I'll lead off, and then Corey, Jamie, if I'm sure you guys have some questions too, but I wanted to ask a little bit more about the manufacturing, Brian. I know you're wanting to do that in Colorado, but talk to me more about how manufacturing is going to get set up.
Well, right now we have in a factory, my partner JT has a machine factory, and he's been doing this for years. And what we determined through the first 2 runs of the prototype and the first 100 racks is very specifically what machines we need. So obviously economies of scale these days come through automation and other things. And this is the perfect product to have automated CNC machines and possibly a robot or 2. It's very important for us to manufacture in rural America, especially Western Slope, Colorado. Woohoo! And so those machines are, I can't state how important they are enough.
Awesome, thanks.
Could you please share a little bit more about what you're seeing with the early test marketing that you've been doing? And I believe you said you've been emailing 50 people at a time. Can you talk a little bit more about the conversion rates on that and what you're anticipating moving forward?
Yeah, so right now we've emailed around 1,000 people. We've got around 100 sales. And the way just my head is such that I'm emailing and picking up the phone and talking to everybody, and we're finding out 2 things. Number one, a lot of them have e-bikes that just no other rack can handle the way we can handle it. Number 2, a lot of these customers are one-up customers that Cal has solved the 6 big problems with. And because of that, they're in no hurry to get a rack, which was really surprising to us. So we were all nervous with our launch and how long it took to get aluminum after the tariffs and all that problems. And then COVID hit and we had to shut down. And, we were super concerned and still are, of course, that we missed a majority of the first season of our business. But we're finding that people are, I'm just waiting. I'm not in a rush. I have a one-up rack or I can't get anything else. So therefore, I'll just wait until I get yours.
Gotcha. Thanks.
Great. I think that's our 2 minutes. So thanks, Brian.
Thank you.
Thank you, Brian. Now to a sponsor whose mission is to make sure that all types of people have access to the capital and all the resources that they need to start up in Colorado.
My name is Ryan Kirkpatrick, and I am co-managing partner of the Colorado Impact Fund.
My name is Grace Oliva, and I'm a vice president with the Colorado Impact Fund.
So the Colorado Impact Fund was launched in July of 2014, and it was founded by me and my partners, Jim Kelly and Federico Pena, and with the support of former Governor John Hickenlooper. And the big idea was to take Colorado money, invest in Colorado companies, and also deliver some positive community impact.
One of our main goals is to create a sustainable startup community in all of Colorado, not just the Front Range. Entrepreneurs outside of the Denver-Boulder corridor do not have the same access to capital or resources that their counterparts have on the Front Range.
The way we think about impact is really across several themes. Does the company have a product or service that's attacking one of our community's most difficult challenges? supporting a underserved population of entrepreneurs and founders. And so our portfolio, we've backed about half our companies have backed female or minority entrepreneurs. And then finally, very passionate as well about getting capital to work outside of the Denver, Boulder, Front Range area. That's one of the reasons that we're so happy to be partnered with the Greater Colorado Venture Fund on this pitch series.
This event will help provide capital, exposure, and a network to these startups who otherwise would not have this level of support. CIF is proud to support this initiative, which we hope is the first of many to come.
Our second pitch is Nick from Tankmates. He's a one-man show and an incredible expert in his field. He's going to blow you out of the water. From Pueblo, let's give it up for Nick.
I'm Nick Gonzalez, an avid 30-year fish keeper, and my company is Tankmates. Tankmates provides quality, innovative aquatic products for the residential and commercial aquatic industry. Did you know that the most popular pet in America is not the dog? It's not even the cat. It's actually fish. In any given year, there could be up to 180 million fish being kept as pets. That is a lot of tanks that need to be cleaned. Fish also have to be safely and quickly removed for stress-free tank cleaning. The most often used tools in fish keeping are tank cleaners, box traps, and fish nets. Yet there hasn't been hardly any innovation in that space. Since forever, tank accessories have been cheap Chinese throwaway products. By design, the scrubbing texture on tank cleaners wears out in a few months. Fish keepers are forced to repurchase these a few times a year. Box traps, for many reasons, do not work. And as for my nemesis, the net, nets are old school and barbaric. Chasing fish with nets is stressful for the target fish and the whole tank community. Nets also cause damage to delicate coral animals and the slime coats on fish. Fish barbs also get caught in the netting. Even the slightest injury makes fish more vulnerable to illness and death. Not many people realize that fish often get sick or die just from the stress of getting caught at the pet store. I designed my products with these concerns in mind. I made my tank cleaners attractive and with disposable cleaning textures. Now fish keepers can have an attractive tank cleaner that they don't mind keeping or displaying on their tanks. Fish keepers can also choose between traditional scrubbing texture, non-scratch abrasive, and melamine foam, otherwise known as Magic Eraser. Magic Eraser is the absolute favorite cleaning material for fish keepers. No other tank cleaners on the market are designed to use melamine foam. Traditional cleaners only scrape in one direction. This can be hard on the wrist since tank cleaners are used daily. Tankmates tank cleaners are the only tank cleaners on the market to have an adjustable magnetism and 360-degree scraping ability. And Tankmates bubble traps are in a league of their own. They will save pet stores millions in returned fish. My early tank cleaner designs got me several meetings with Tank TV Show. The tank team made me aware of a huge demand for a fish trap that actually works. I showed them a video of my prototype trap catching all my fish in less than a minute. They all went nuts. I then posted the video on IG and it went viral with over 50,000 views in a couple of hours. The comment section also blew up with questions of where can I buy this? And all the orders just started coming in. I received over 50 distributor requests from all over the world within the first month. I kept sales low so I didn't sell too many of the early designs. I wanted to work out the bugs before I started mass production. Today I have sold almost 60,000 in products and Tankmates videos consistently go viral. Tankmates has over 240 million video views worldwide. While giving demonstrations at trade shows, Tankmates received a lot of interest from industry giants. We have already met with Ecotech, Nios, Aquamedic, Aquamart, Petco, and more. All are interested in distributing Tankmates products. Our sales predictions are very promising, and surprisingly, the COVID-19 shelter-at-home scenario has made fish keeping even more popular. Tankmates also has product requests from the Tampa Bay Aquarium and the Maui Ocean Center. Our designs are being looked at to help remove invasive fish from coral reefs all around the world. When funding is acquired, Tankmates will be able to fulfill order requests to all the local fish stores and big box retailers that have shown interest. We will also develop some new products to meet growing demands. Historically, the aquarium industry has been heavily dependent on China for product manufacturing. I did not want this for Tankmates. I wanted all Tankmates products to be made in America. For manufacturing, Tankmates partnered up with the local nonprofit Pueblo Diversified Industries. They provide employment opportunities for the diversely abled. Now that I have trained an amazing team on how to build our very popular bubble trap, we have the ability to scale to 1,000 units a day. The last year feels like a dream. I started Tankmates just 1 year ago with the vision of improving the lives of my fellow fish keepers and today I am getting product requests from some of the most prestigious aquariums on the planet.
Thank you, Nick. That was a great pitch. Let's turn it over to the judges for a few questions.
Sure. Love the pitch, Nick. You mentioned a little bit how you ratcheted back sales to nail the designs in manufacturing. I'd love to hear a little bit of how far the current manufacturing setup will take you in the company.
Well, we were lucky enough to be able to contract with PDI, who already had a deep employee pool of Americans and veterans with disabilities. So they have an awesome facility already there at PDI where they have the staff, they have the facility, they have tools, they have different staff that are trained for all these different skill sets. So all I had to do is go in there and just train them how to build a standard trap. Took a week of training, and so now they got 10 staff already trained how to build the standard, and an employee pool of more skilled labor to build the RC traps and the other designs that are coming down the pipeline. And we can go between 200 units a day on the standard trap up to 1,000 units a day if I need it.
Hey, maybe Nick, you blew my mind and taught me about an entire new niche industry here. So awesome to see. Question for you. You have an opportunity on the social media side with the huge traction you've already had, and you also listed a bunch of the big name kind of distributors. Is this more of a direct consumer play, distribution, kind of both, right, is what I heard, but talk me through that.
It kind of went nuts so fast that I got a lot of interest from established distributor networks that are already in place all around the world. There's about 5 main regions, and there's about 5 main distributors for aquarium products, from what I understand. So all 5 of those are interested. All of them want to do minimum orders pre-COVID of 1,000 each, and each was going to distribute the products through their established network. So Ecotech, all the giants already have their local fish stores and their distribution networks. So initially they wanted to just come on, do the order, and just start selling through their established networks. We're going to be reworking that, I'm sure, since now TankMates is kind of becoming its own entity, and at some point here soon we're going to become our own giant. So that's what's exciting about it, is that we did have the initial interest from the industry giants, and then now we can become actually a distributor ourselves. So we're looking at both.
Thank you so much, Nick. We really appreciate that. Thanks for sharing your story.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Another sponsor is the Betcher Foundation. Their team is gung-ho about building strong communities across Colorado.
Hello, my name is Julie LaRudis. I am the Director of Finance and Operations at the Betcher Foundation, where we believe in the promise of Colorado and the potential of Coloradoans. We have been investing in amazing nonprofits, outstanding scholars, and promising scientists throughout our great state of Colorado since 1937. We commend the Greater Colorado Venture Fund for sponsoring this pitch series, as we value Colorado rural communities and believe they're a great place to start a new venture.
And now we're going to take a quick break from the pitches, and we'd like to share an inspiring founder story. Not only did Connie and Carrie from Marble Distilling create a successful company in a rural town, but they're transforming their industry by showing what it means to be a truly sustainable business. Let's hear from Marble Distilling in Carbondale.
Hi, I'm Connie Baker. I'm a co-founder and head distiller at Marble Distilling Company.
And I'm Kerry Shanks, the other co-founder, and I run sales, and I call myself the utility infielder.
Marble Distilling is a grain-to-glass distillery located in Carbondale, Colorado, utilizing all local ingredients to create top-shelf premium brand spirits. And we're producing vodka, ginger tallow, and moonlight espresso, in addition to whiskeys that just came out about 2 years ago.
I think one really important part about Marble that we want all of you to know is that we consider ourselves to be the most sustainable distillery on the planet.
In Marble's small facility, we are saving more than 4 million gallons of water a year and harvesting enough energy to power 20 homes, but we use all that energy here in our distillery. We like to say when people drinking our spirits that they are helping us to save the planet one bottle at a time.
And back to our pitches now. Our next founder is Kurt from Breckenridge. He's a lifelong skier, which inspired him to start Glade Optics. You'll want to go upgrade your gear after you hear from Kurt. Here we go.
Hi, my name is Kurt and I'm the founder of Glade Optics. We make amazing ski and snowboard goggles that are as good, and in many cases better, than any high-end goggles on the market today, at half the price. We made a splash in the ski industry with our goggle lineup, and we've recently branched into helmets to offer our customers a complete ski and snowboard protection system. After surveying over 1,000 skiers, we found that 77% of them ski less than 9 days a year, and their primary motivation to go skiing is to have fun. And yet, incumbent brands are making equipment that is consistently over-engineered, overpriced, and designed with features and options that most skiers are simply unable to utilize. Put another way, the average skier has been left behind. At Glade Optics, we use the same materials, construction, and processes as the biggest players in the market. Our goggles come polarized with anti-fog and anti-scratch coatings, a dual lens system, interchangeable lenses, and 100% UV protection. Our competitors have obfuscated their feature set with marketing terms like Prism and Chroma Pop, but the bottom line is this. Our goggles have all the same features and quality at a fraction of the price. To give you some perspective, Smith's newest flagship model, the 4D Mag, is currently for sale on their website for $310. Compare this to our flagship Challenger model, which we sell for $95. But don't just take my word for it, take it from our customers. Our return rate is less than 1%, and last winter we converted over 4% of our web traffic. Still not convinced? In the words of Blister Gear Review, the gold standard for gear reviews in the industry, quote, "The Glade Challenger is one of the best goggles we've used. The overall quality and optics are in line with much more expensive goggles." In addition to Blister, we've been noticed by the biggest publications in skiing, Free Skier, Backcountry, and Ski Magazine. In fact, as I record this, we are currently featured on the front page of skimag.com. Clearly, the industry has recognized that we are doing something different. This opportunity exists due in large part to the concentration of our competition. The ski goggle and helmet category is over $300 million, but it's dominated by one incumbent, Smith Optics, who retains over 50% market share in the category. There are a smattering of other smaller players, all of whom have more or less cloned Smith's product, distribution, and marketing strategy. I started Glade as a marriage between my experience as a retail consultant at Forrester Research and my knowledge and affinity for the ski industry. As I grew the business, Glade made enough noise to get on the radar of some amazing advisors within the ski industry as well as the larger consumer space. In looking towards the future, our first hires will be optimized for product expertise and audience building. So, where do we go from here? There are 3 clear growth levers that we can pull to step on the gas and take Glade to the next level. First is helmets. Expanding our helmet line so that we can sell a complete goggle and helmet bundle is an ideal way for us to boost both our AOV and our LTV. The second lever is wholesale. Wholesale is the next big channel for us. We want to be everywhere our customers are, and we recognize that there's a subset of skiers that will just always buy things in a ski shop. Finally, marketing. We're looking to expand upon channels that we know already work for us, as well as open new owned channels that can diversify our current mix. Over time, incumbent brands have overshot the average skier's needs. This has created room for Glade to serve this segment with simpler, more reasonably priced goggles and helmets. The category is absolutely poised for a shakeup, and we here at Glade have the products, the team, and the strategy to make it happen. Thank you.
Nice job. Thank you, Kurt. Let's turn it over to the judges for a little bit of Q&A.
Hey, guys.
Hey, Kurt, great pitch. Thanks for joining us today.
Yeah,
to start off, I would love to hear a little bit about how COVID may have changed your plans for this year, what you're expecting for the upcoming ski season.
Yeah, so for anyone in the ski industry, resorts did shut down about halfway through March. We were very fortunate though. The only constraint to growth for us has been the amount of inventory we have purchased. So for this year, we actually sold out of everything by about mid-February. So in terms of revenue and our ability to actually sell through our inventory, we came out relatively unscathed. We're very lucky because of that. The big question is what's going to happen next year. As I speak right now, the lifts are spinning in New Zealand. They are spinning in Australia. So there are protocols in place that Vail Resorts is trying to figure out. And we're also doing some things to combat that. So we're doing things like early bird pre-sales. We're trying to sort of get on that same cadence of season pass sales just to try to get ahead of it because frankly, there's a lot of uncertainty. You know, we don't quite know what's going to happen. I won't pontificate and try to make a prediction about whether or not, you know, we're going to have a normal ski season, but we are doing some things to try to get ahead of it.
Cool. Thanks.
Yeah.
I got a question, knowing you've got kind of a great goggle. If Blister review says it's great. I truly believe that Colorado company that does have the best reviews. And that said, how do you hold margins and be able to sell great products for less? What are some of the areas that you're able to kind of know that you'll still be able to take home plenty of margin on your products?
Yeah, so what's happened in the industry and sort of the way the category is structured is that a lot of the incumbent brands have sort of gone up market with their customers. So they've been sort of chasing those higher margin customers and chasing those more sort of upmarket features and things like that, in addition to being completely reliant on wholesale channels. So when we look to the future and we look to sort of retaining margin, we certainly have a lot of levers on the variable cost front that we can pull on, as we scale. Frankly, the way that our suppliers and our 3PL and things like that, the contracts we've negotiated with them have allowed us to retain that margin as we grow. And furthermore, we have a bit of a different customer acquisition strategy. A lot of our competitors will either rely on performance marketing or on wholesale. What we're doing is really trying to rely on owned channels, so things like email and content, which are cheaper for us to produce, and they sort of foster more engagement with our brand and build a community around us. So that's what we're really trying to focus on moving forward.
Awesome. Good stuff.
Thank you, Kurt. Time for a short message from the Office of Economic Development and International Trade, one of our partners for today's event. So if you're watching and wondering, should I move my business to rural Colorado? This next clip is for you. Let's hear from Ken about the Rural Jumpstart program.
I'm Ken Jensen. I work at OEdit. I'm the program manager for the Rural Jumpstart program. For those of you who don't know, the Rural Jumpstart program is a tax exemption program. The companies in this program are exempted from Colorado state income tax, sales tax, business personal property tax, and this is interesting, even the employees of these companies are exempted from Colorado state income tax. To be in this program, there's really two primary requirements. The first one is you can't be actively selling in the marketplace, but companies who are doing R&D, who are doing business setup, who are prototyping, et cetera, those companies are fully able to be in the program. The second one, and this has changed now, you can't be directly competing with a company in your region. Now, it used to be all of the state of Colorado, and this program had a kind of reputation of being restrictive. To participate in this program, you need to be located in one of Colorado's rural counties, and almost all of rural Colorado is eligible to be in this program. And that includes Mesa County, which is Grand Junction, includes Routt County, which includes Steamboat, and it includes Pueblo County. So it's a pretty wide-ranging program. That's a very, very high overview of the Rural Jumpstart program. There's more to it, and we would love to talk to you more about it. If you have any questions, please contact me, Ken Jensen. I'd be happy to go through any questions you may have.
Let's get back to the pitches. On to pitch number 4. Cyber Privacy is a cybersecurity company out of Pueblo. The founder, Ralph, has many years of experience in cybersecurity, and he's ready to convince you to get smarter about your smart home. Let's hear from Cyber Privacy.
Hi there. My name is Ralph Schroeder. I am the founder of cyberprivacy.today. I have been in the IT security industry for over 20 years, serving small and medium-sized businesses in southern Colorado. CEOs and business owners have asked me to come to their homes and apply cybersecurity practices to protect them and their family. Smart homes are not so smart. Since the beginning of automation in homes, there seems no end in spending to satisfy our technolust. But if you follow cybersecurity news, you know that with the increase of smart homes and devices in general, the main focus is on convenience. Security and privacy, not so much. For that reason, Cyber Privacy has created the Cyber Command Panel, which uses corporate security measures and applies it to your smart home so that you can have security, privacy, and peace of mind in your home. A typical home network looks somewhat like this. All devices are on one flat network. Do you have rogue device notification? Do you have content filter to protect your kids? Do you even know how many devices are on your network? But let me introduce you to the real bad guys, the smart home supervillains. Dad is overwhelmed to keep his family safe, starting with Susie blasting everything on social media and ending with a 16-year-old trying to access adult websites. Connected homes are already under attack. My own home is subject to those daily. December 2019, it's official. The FBI recommends that you keep your IoT devices on a separate network. Sounds good, but how do we do that? Every business embraces cybersecurity and network segmentation as critical. Today's connected homes are no exception, especially for work from home scenarios. This very busy slide shows you best practice solution for today's security and privacy requirements. The Cyber Command Panel is the only solution currently on the market which addresses wired, wireless, and is segmenting the network. Every day, our team of cybersecurity agents, we monitor, manage, and assure that our customer networks are secured and protected. We are poised to take our knowledge and apply it to the fast-growing smart home market. We provide the first ever complete set of managed services for smart homes. Competition retail prices vary from $109 to $499, either with no subscription model or around $10 a month. Norton has announced that they stopped supporting their device. Home security companies like ADT and Vivint cover your physical security, but not your cyber security. It is time for a change of mindset. We are targeting the top 20% of homeowners who have no problem spending $149 a month to protect their family against cyber security threats. Other parts of our target market include smart home builders and integrators. Just like you, my home is my castle, but fortifying it now requires a digital approach. That's why I created the Cyber Command Panel. My name is Ralph Schwörer, and we are Cyber Privacy. Thank you.
Thank you, Ralph. Great pitch. Let's bring Ralph in for some questions with the judges.
Hey, Ralph.
Hey, good morning.
Hey, thanks for pitching. Really great to learn a lot more about what you're working on. I had one initial question, especially in a COVID world, right? You have a lot of these high power execs that are now working from home on their, off the shelf router and security system, right? Which I think that's exactly vulnerability, if not a legitimate liability. Do you see a real sales channel to go out and sell to the corporations directly and say, hey, we'll put up, all of your executives or, specific departments maybe with
yes. So Google announced today, it's breaking news, that they let their employees work from home until next summer. That's actually quite interesting because other companies will follow, which creates a scenario which is exactly what we have the Cyber Command Panel for. At home with their, like you said, at home with the $200 Netgear router, you just can't achieve the security, and the IT departments of medium-sized or bigger corporations are already overwhelmed. Just imagine adding 1,000 new devices. They have to increase their IT department. That's where we want to position ourselves as a third-party provider and provide them as a service where the homeowner gets privacy, the homeowner gets security, and we create a corporate zone which is even can achieve compliance.
Got it. So yeah, you can take it even a step further. Cool. Great. Thank you.
I have a question. Can you please explain a little bit more about where you plan on manufacturing these devices and what that process will look like?
So we have positioned ourselves strategically in the Pueblo Water Tower place here in Pueblo, Colorado, where we have any potential room to grow or workforce where we can work with. So we are willing and interested to grow this in Pueblo, Colorado.
Excellent. And then maybe my last question is, what's the path to the first 100 customers?
So our marketing is where we are focused on home builders, smart home builders, where we have identified that the home builder, 400,000 to 500,000 and up, and they would like to have a differentiator. This is our market where we are targeting.
Thank you so much, Ralph. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Time to hear from another incredible local company, Agile Space Industries. They are out of Durango and specialize in propulsion technologies. They are proving that actually the sky is not the limit.
Hi, my name's Jeff Max. I'm the chairman and CEO of Agile Space Industries in Durango. We're an aerospace propulsion company. We design and develop thrusters and propulsion systems that are used in the aerospace industry, in satellites, in defense, communications, and so forth.
I've always had a passion about propulsion and began my career working on the space shuttle main engines. Was doing that at NASA facilities, at Air Force facilities. There were so many times where I felt like, well, why can't we do it this way? Or how about if we make this improvement? And the system just wasn't able to move quick enough or flexible enough to accommodate what I thought would be really valuable changes. There's such a need for a very highly diagnostic test facility that's flexible, and bringing it to Fort Lewis College in Durango and having a response from the business community here saying, yes, we can do this, was a key enabler to making this happen.
And we are back to our pitches, ready for number 5. Luke with Product Movement. This is an amazing company from Grand Junction that'll give you a glimpse into how they've mastered the behind the scenes of selling goods through Amazon. Here's Luke.
The Great Plate is the most finger-friendly garlic grater on the market. They knew they wanted to sell their product on Amazon, but didn't have the resources dedicated to doing it properly. So instead, they partnered with a trusted third-party seller to bring their product to market. What percentage of products sold on Amazon are sold by Amazon? Most people would be surprised to learn that more than half of the items sold on Amazon are not sold by Amazon proper, but from an ever-growing army of third-party sellers. Jeff Bezos led his 2018 letter to shareholders with this quote. It's truly astonishing. My name is Luke Sutherland, CEO and owner of Product Movement Technologies. We're e-commerce retailers who partner with brands to provide retail and logistical support so those brands can do what they do best, create great products. We handle all the details of selling on Amazon. Product Movement is a veteran-owned business that I started in my guest bedroom in 2016. We figured that if we could partner with brands, purchase their products at scale, we could really build a profitable business. From studying finance and economics in college to working as a staff accountant at my old job, I knew the numbers and I knew it would work. We just had to make it happen. We started calling manufacturers, placing purchase orders on personal credit cards, and soon we were receiving pallets in our driveway and shipping them out same day. For the last 4 years, we've been using this same model and just scaling it up. Today, we have 1,300 active products for sale on Amazon with over 335,000 units of inventory. We built simple, scalable systems across our business, which allow us to process over 1 million units a year with even more capacity to scale further. The best part is we leverage Amazon's fulfillment network to handle last mile delivery. We get our products to Amazon, Amazon gets it to the customer. It's a beautiful thing. We expect to hit $10 million in revenue this year, and we're profitable. We have been every year we've been in business. That's all really neat. What I'm most proud of is the benefits package and the compensation we're able to provide for our employees. The average salary of Product Movement is over $70,000 a year. Name a benefit, and Product Movement offers it, and it's 100% company paid. Health insurance, vision insurance, dental, 529, simple IRA, life insurance. Did I say health insurance? I probably did. All of it. We do it every single day, and we're really excited to offer these benefits to our employees. They earned it. By providing an exceptional work environment and generous compensation, we have a very, very dedicated team, 100% retention rate so far, and we believe it's the key to our success and our key to our future success. We have fun, we develop leaders, we take care of our employees and their families, and once in a while we sell some things on Amazon. This is the thing I'm most proud of. The future is bright at Product Movement. We went from a small, home-based business in 2016 to a top 250 Amazon seller based on sales volume worldwide. We have refined our product selection process, scaled our systems to receive and process inventory much faster than we ever thought possible, and we have developed lasting relationships with our suppliers that are mutually beneficial to both parties. Hi, Deborah. We work every day to partner with more brands, refine our systems further so we can continue to scale. Our team is led by yours truly and our COO and my best friend, Pete Keegan. I handle office operations and he handles the warehouse operations. Luke and his team bring it in, Pete and his team get it out. We've got a team of future leaders specializing in very specific areas of the business, and the speed and precision with which we process inventory and get it shipped to Amazon is truly astounding. To date, our biggest hindrance has been capital. Financing operations through personal credit cards, various lines of credit, borrowing money from family. Any means necessary to get money for inventory we have taken, and we finally made it. We have crested the hill, and we are extremely profitable at this point. With this investment, we will be able to scale even further. More products, more equipment, more people. We've laid the groundwork, we've hired the right people, and we've built systems that are scalable and will continue to grow. If every small business had an Amazon partner-like product movement, imagine what we could achieve. I'm Luke, and I love moving product.
Good job. Thank you, Luke. Let's bring you in for some Q&A with the judges.
Awesome. Hey, Luke, great pitch, and thank you for your service. Question I have is, in building this company and trying to get to that kind of 10 million number that you put out there, what are the next steps for the team and the facilities and the equipment that you'll need?
Yeah, so well, we just hired employee number 7 on Monday. We have our biggest piece of equipment is our auto baggers. They allow us to process inventory 1,000 units an hour. We have another one of those on order, which will be here in September. So really, it's just continuing to scale our systems. Really, just putting more vendors through the same flywheel we've already developed. So I really think that by the end of the year, we'll hit 10 million this year. But I think that at a run rate of 15 to $16 million, really where I think we'll be after Q4.
Luke, amazing progress, and yeah, +1, thank you for your service, and really great to see the focus and true care for your employees and the community that you're building, really, or not just a company. Question for you really stems around Amazon, right? It feels like you are fairly dependent on Amazon, but talk about that relationship and any risks, concerns you have looking for the future as you continue to crush it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very dynamic relationship. I mean, every year there's changes to storage fees, fulfillment fees, and stuff like that, mostly tied to just the cost of delivery. I like to say Amazon works for us. They do. That's their fees are the biggest expense that the company has. Is the logistical fees of getting it from from their warehouse to the customer. We pay more in Amazon fees than we pay on product cost of goods. So we are very dependent on them. But also, as we talk about, they're also very dependent on third-party sellers. So I like where we're positioned. I like the products we sell. We're definitely refining those systems every day.
What are actually a couple examples of top products?
Well, our best-selling product, it's kind of a secret. But we sell all kinds of stuff. We'll talk about spatulas. We sell every spatula you think of. Different sizes, everything you can think of in terms of spatulas. We sell 1,300 different products all over the place: beauty, grocery, kitchen goods, stuff like that. It is kind of a guarded secret, because a lot of people could source those products. But we really look for products that are durable so that they survive the shipping process. Mark's sitting behind me. He's in the middle of ordering a bunch of product right now. So we can fill the warehouse up. I think you guys can probably hear some operations out there in the background. But yeah, we're always trying to grow our product count and partner with more vendors.
Amazing. Thank you, Luke. Appreciate it. Let's hear from another sponsor that is focused solely on building up rural Colorado, First Southwest Bank.
Hi, I'm Kent Curtis, CEO of First Southwest Bank. I'm also president of First Southwest Community Fund, a nonprofit 501c3. First Southwest Bank is a Colorado-owned bank specializing in small business lending in rural Colorado. We're also known as a community development financial institution with the primary focus and mission on providing capital for small businesses in rural Colorado. We also created First Southwest Community Fund, which is a nonprofit 501c3. Its mission is to help First Southwest Bank provide capital to support the entrepreneurial spirit of rural Coloradans, and especially during the COVID crisis. We've had rapid recovery loan products, as well as almost 100 different grants to small businesses within our market. Here at First Southwest Bank, we are dedicated to the doers of rural Colorado. We are rural Colorado people that put community at our core.
We are switching it up with a dynamic husband and wife team pitch. Ling and David are out of Edwards and are here to tell you about Hacker Noon, a powerful new publishing platform. Ling and David, it's all you.
Hello, my name is Ling.
Hey, I'm David.
And we're the husband and wife team behind Hacker Noon, a publishing platform built for technologists to read and write great stories for free.
That's us pre-pandemic. Dane and Austin are software developers. We've since expanded the team a little larger. We try to publish the smartest people in the room, and that means software developers, startup founders, and blockchain experts.
A little bit of our history. We have 4 million monthly readers. We've published 12,000 contributing writers from almost every single tech company in the world. We published our first story in 2016. And since moving on to our own technology platform, we have added 200 years and counting to the world.
And where do we exist? Between traditional media and social media. And it's a place where anybody can publish, but we don't allow just any opinions. We have an editor that editors review every story for 10 to 30 minutes, improving the quality and getting us to just a higher level of story, editing, distribution. And we do this in 3 or 4 days at the most. So you get this nice sweet spot where you can get a quick reply, improve the quality of your content, and get more readership.
How do we make money? Now, we don't have any paywalls, pop-ups, or programmatic sidebars. We make money. 65% of our revenue is from the one single non-intrusive sticky banner ad, as you can see from the screenshot. Since 2017, you can see our revenue growth has increased pretty steadily. Very notably, this year, for the first half of the year, including the effect from the pandemic, we have made more money than the entirety of the revenue from last year. Now, with this projection, we are looking to be profitable in the next 2 years, certainly in the next 2 years, and maybe in the next year.
Fundraising to date. So our first round was in 2019 via equity crowdfunding, and that's primarily from our readership. So we have 1,200 shareholders. And then most recently this year, we did a strategic investment from Coil, a web monetization provider. And what that means is our writers can add their Coil meta tag to all their Hacker Noon content, and Coil subscribers will stream them payments via the browser, and it'll go directly to their wallet. And with this investment, our share price has gone up by 38%. And we remain an entirely common stock company. I think it's a better way to grow a company where all the shareholders have the same rights and privileges.
Now, with this round of funding, we will double down on the 3 most important areas of our business: developers, sales, and the editors, pretty much paying our people. And the rest will be built to improve our tech infrastructure as well as put more money in advertising. This is our team, 12-ish people, 7 of whom full-time, some notable employees, sorry for those moving eyeballs. Jonathan Greengrass, not an employee, a board member from Coil. Austin, our first developer after Dane, our chief product officer, Atsab, our VP of sales, and Storm, our other developer. Natasha, our managing editor.
That's us. And so at Hacker Noon, we want to try and publish the smartest people in the room, raise their voice, and reduce barriers to publishing. And that means leveling up the software developers like this one here, our blockchain experts, our startup founders, our investors.
And our nerds.
And our nerds. Nerds of all stripes. And in publishing 50,000 stories, we've never asked our readership for a dime. We believe the written word is the most powerful technology. Thank you.
Thank you, Lynn and David. Very cool. Let's turn it over to the judges for a few questions.
Ling, David, thank you guys so much. Great pitch. It's been awesome to watch what you guys have built from Edwards, and truly a global remote team, right? One of the things I've just been blown away with for you guys is the community that you've built around the brand, right? And I think there's a lot of strategic value there, but can you talk a little bit about why that is a real competitive advantage and differentiator for you guys as you build more than just a media company?
Yeah, I think like David said in the pitch, we really value our readers. In fact, the very first time we raised our funding back in 2018, 75% of our shareholders come from our readership. So I think going forward, we definitely would double down on serving the readers even more. So we have switched from being a technology platform only to being also building our own technology. And in the next iteration of the platform, we will build features for the readers, such as ability to react to the stories or ability to even reward the writers with something like monetary awards.
Yeah, just to add to that, the internet can be a pretty lonely place. Knowing that you can get your story, get some improvements to your story and have some positive feedback quickly is valuable. And then really growing those feedback loops of empowering the readers to give the writers feedback and let them know where they gain value. That emotional impact is really powerful to make the internet a better place.
It's amazing that you have 4 million monthly eyeballs on your website. How are you thinking about continuing to expand the funnel and expand your readership base? What steps are you taking to do that?
Well, right now we're a little too reliant on Google. So Google search traffic is our #1 source of traffic, and we want to have a stronger relationship with the reader going forward. So you'll see us start coming out with customized subscriptions, the ability to choose your content, customize your homepage, just have a closer interaction between reader and writer. And we also joined the Mozilla Builders program, and with them we're working on emoji reactions. So kind of a specific thing of a unique way to engage with content. So that feedback loop between writer and reader is something we want to get better at and have a better relationship with the reader.
Yeah, I would say technology permeates in every single aspect of our life. It's basically our generation electricity. So if we're just doing better at what we're doing right now, we should be able to capture pretty much everyone who operates on the internet.
That's great. Thank you so much, Ling and David. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks.
And here's our final video from the Office of Economic Development and International Trade about how they can help you launch your startup. Take it away, Sonia.
Hi, I'm Sonia Gurram. I'm with the Office of Economic Development and International Trade, and I work with the Advanced Industry Investor Tax Credit Program. The Advanced Industry Investment Tax Credit aims to improve access to capital for Colorado's early-stage advanced industry businesses by reducing investors' risk. Once certified, your business can attract Colorado investors who will receive a state income tax credit of 25% for making an investment in your business. The program makes $750,000 in tax credits available each calendar year. Any business that is located and operating in Colorado and meets the early stage criteria is eligible. We encourage you to apply in advance so that your company is ready for investors when you're ready to raise your fund round. Visit our website now to apply and certify your business before the end of the calendar year to incentivize Colorado investors to invest in your business. Thank you.
The beauty of today's world is that with technology, you can live where you want to do your work. And that's a huge draw to rural areas and Western Slope living, because our region is awesome. One key piece of infrastructure to support this distributed and remote workforce is co-working spaces. Co-working is obviously an affordable option to post up and get your work done, but more importantly, co-working spaces provide a place to build community. And we are rolling into our final pitch for the day. We're going to hear from Heath at Nomad Reservations. This is going to make you want to sell your house, pack up, and head out on the road. Give it up for Heath with Nomad Reservations, coming at you from his RV.
Hey, my name is Heath Paget. I am the co-founder and CEO of Campground Booking. This is a photo of my wife and I from 2014. We bought an RV to go on a cross-country honeymoon. We thought it was going to be a one-time thing, but we ended up loving living on the road. It was really cool. So much so that 6 years later, we have a 1-year-old daughter and we're still traveling around in an RV, as you could see. We ended up building our careers on the road. We started a conference for other nomadic entrepreneurs like us, became brand ambassadors for companies like Winnebago, and it's ultimately the reason why we started our company, Campground Booking, where we make intuitive software for campgrounds. Over the past 6 years since we started traveling in an RV, the camping and RV industry have been steadily on the rise, both in units sold and in rentals. And over the next 12 months, the RV Industry Association did a report and study that over 46 million people plan on taking an RV road trip, which will account for 276 million stays in their RV, many of those at the 17,000 campgrounds across North America. While this is amazing for the RV industry, it does present a problem in that many campgrounds are still taking reservations like this. As an RVer, it's a very frustrating process right now to try to get a reservation at many campgrounds. You have to pick up the phone and call to leave a voicemail. A lot of times you don't hear back. You send an email, it goes into the abyss. And it's just a really frustrating process, and it has the potential to ruin what could be an awesome road trip for many people. And as campgrounds get more and more demand, this is becoming a tipping point for them as well, because they're frustrated too. You no longer can do offline processes whenever you have so much demand. This is where campground booking comes in. We've created the most intuitive campground software designed specifically for outdoor hospitality. Campgrounds can manage their staff, inbound reservations, integrate with systems like QuickBooks, and we've also built out some of the most robust marketing channels for campgrounds, where we integrate with some of the most trafficked camping websites in our industry. The value for campers is that you don't have to call anymore. You can find your site and book it within 60 seconds or less from a nice, clean, interactive map, which is awesome. On average, we've been able to save campgrounds over 300 hours per year and increase their reservations by up to 25% just by switching over to campground booking. One of our parks said it really well. Our old booking process spiked our stress levels, created errors that we could have been avoided. We had to have a person constantly checking the emails for new bookings. The campground booking platform resolved all of our problems with a very appealing, simple, and complete way to manage the reservations. Thank you, Jen. You're awesome. This year, we've had really good growth in our company. We've had 192% growth in our customers onboarded to our platform since January, starting the year with 25 parks and now having 73 signed up for campground booking. Last month alone, we did over 20,000 camper nights booked through our system with over 6,000 reservations. The way we make money is we charge a flat $5 booking fee, and we have an average of 1,000 reservations per property with a $5,000 ARR per property that we bring onto campground booking, with an average LTV of $35,000. We do have some competition in the space, but we believe that we've created some key differentiators that are going to help us continue to stand out from the competition. One of them is that we've built exclusive booking partnerships with some of the most trafficked campground websites in our industry. Last month alone, these sites accounted for 3 million visitors who are planning road trips across the country in their RV, and our campgrounds can turn this into revenue and bookings for their park. And we're RVers. We understand the space and understand the problem of our customers very, very distinctly. And we've put in place the team that's going to help us take the company to the next level. The reason we're raising and pitching in the series is to hire for development and our sales and support team, so we can continue to crank out new features like our point of sale for our customers and hit our goal of 1,000 parks by 2022. Ultimately, getting into nature is probably more important right now than ever before. We originally started campground booking in order to solve our pain point as RVers, but ultimately it's allowed us to empower the small businesses that make getting out into nature possible in the first place. Thank you.
Nice pitch. Let's get a few questions from the judges.
Hey, Heath, great pitch. Thanks for joining us today. As fellow van lifers and camper fanatics, we definitely appreciate the pain point. It's near and dear to our own hearts. And maybe to start that, can you talk a little bit more about how you differentiate yourself within the space? You know, as a fellow van lifer, I've used apps like The Dirt and Harvest Host. Where do you fit in?
Yeah, I think some of those we're complementary. So part of what we're doing is trying to position ourselves as one of the platforms that's easiest to integrate with. And so in short, trying to be friendly with a lot of different players in the space. So working with platforms like Dirt and HipCamp and Outdoorsy, who we're already working with, and basically leveraging our existing inventory, but also integrating with other existing platforms in the space, so that ultimately when we are rolling into different places, it doesn't matter where you book. We want to be the pass through in between those platforms. And whether you're seeing us or not, we kind of want to be there to help facilitate the booking process. And so that's one of the key differentiators is for us. And then Also, this is more on the sales front, but I think our story in the space has been helpful for getting us in the front door of some of our campgrounds initially. And I think that matters because a lot of campgrounds are super relational and they want to work with people who are in the space. And I feel like because of the time that we spent boots on the ground working with parks, they believe that we know their pain points better than some of the other systems out there.
Thanks. And maybe a question, two-part question I have is one, where are you parked now? And then two, where are you looking to base the business out of, be it distributed team or where are you going to be personally?
So we have our RV parked in Montrose where we've been for the past 6 weeks. This is our second trip up here. We came up here last summer because we've been looking for a home base for our family. Being from Texas, we want to get out of the heat, and so we're looking to make Montrose the new home base for our company. And my CTO and I were here a couple weeks ago we've been looking at places together. So our team, we've hired a lot of RVers because they get the space, they can communicate with customers. But we've already talked with the team that part of the deal would be if we were to receive investment, that we'd be relocating some of them to Colorado, which our whole team loves being in the outdoors. So that's not really an issue.
That's awesome. Thank you, Heath. Really appreciate it.
Thanks.
Well, folks, that wraps up our 7 pitches for today. Thank you to all the founders. We've heard from Quicker Stuff, Tank Baits, Glade Optics, Cyber Privacy, Product Movement, Hacker Noon, and Nomad Reservations. Awesome job. It's truly impressive how you have distilled all your passion and your baby into 4 minutes. So great work. I know that's not easy. Before the judges head out to deliberate, let's hear some final kind of wrap-up thoughts from them.
Oh, man. First, thanks, Mara. Thanks again to our partners for making this possible. And really, truly, the entrepreneurs that, we didn't have a chance to see these pitches before. So this was just awesome exceeded all expectations, truly. It's going to be tough. Maybe one note for the viewers out there, we've got a really tough job right now to make a few decisions. And, but if you're in the audience, you're watching this, maybe for any of the companies who are like, oh, I'd use that. Great, do that. Go to their website, sign up now, get on their newsletter. If you know somebody else who might be interested in investing, obviously all these companies are seeking investment. And so it's not just, we're not the only ones who are going to be working with these companies. So think of at least one thing you might be able to do for each one of those companies real quick, because that's how we build an ecosystem here across Colorado, is supporting each other and the startups and the entrepreneurs that are making it happen. So,
yeah, maybe piggybacking on that, just to emphasize, big thanks. This community of partners helped us get the word out for applications. We were blown away with about 100 applications, a nervous amount of those coming in within the last 12 hours of applications being open, thanks to just an amazing push from everyone. A lot of partners helping get the word out, hopefully for you to join and watch this today. And then the companies, we asked them to do these pitches, which all were incredibly good, and they had to prepare, write them, script them, film them on a very wildly fast timeline. So that was really impressive. So thank you all companies for putting in the work.
Thanks again, Mark, Corey, and Jamie. You 3 are awesome and just huge champions for Western Colorado and for rural Colorado. And it's so appreciative. We're so appreciative of that. So good luck with your deliberations. It's not an easy job. You've got 7 awesome companies in front of you, but we'll send you off to do that now.
Thanks, Mara.
Next up, we're going to learn a little bit more about our in-kind awards for today. The first in-kind award and sponsor is Exponential Impact. Let's hear from them now.
My name is Natasha Main. I'm the Executive Director of Exponential Impact. XI, as we call it, is a accelerator and incubator based in Colorado Springs, really servicing the kind of southeast Colorado region in terms of providing startup entrepreneurs in emerging technologies, access to resources, mentorship, space, and programming to really help make sure that they have a great start. We take a holistic approach to supporting both the entrepreneur and the startup itself. We're really excited through the Greater Colorado Pitch Series to offer positions and spots both within our upcoming accelerator cohort, which kicks off in September, but then for those companies in a better stage for our later stage program, Amplify, a spot in there as well, which starts in January of 2021. So we're really looking forward to partnering and announcing those winners in the next few days as well. We'll be kind of accepting several companies into our programs and looking forward to this partnership for that. To learn more about Exponential Impact, about our programs, how to be a mentor, any of the above, please visit us at exponentialimpact.com.
How exciting. That's awesome. Next is Ascent CFO.
So I'm Dan DeGolier. I'm the founder and CEO of Ascent CFO Solutions. We're a fractional CFO firm based in Denver and Boulder, Colorado. We support companies throughout Colorado and the United States across multiple industries. We provide strategic CFO services on a part-time basis, including things like integrated financial models, cash flow forecasting, accounting automation, and fundraising and M&A support. So both buy-side and sell-side M&A support. We find that our best engagements is where we truly engage as part of the client team. So even though we're part-time, working maybe 1 or 2 or 3 days a week with the client, we really engage directly with the executive team, with the founding team to provide these services. Ascent CFO Solutions is proud to support the Greater Colorado Pitch Series, and as part of that, award an in-kind services to one company. We are very excited to announce that Product Movement Technologies out of Grand Junction, Colorado is the winner of the in-kind services, and we are very excited to work with them.
A huge congrats to Luke from Product Movement. That's awesome. Now let's hear from Michael Best.
Hi, I'm Sean Stigler. I had the Venture Best team at Michael Best. We're a group of about 50 to 60 attorneys spread around the country that just loves working with entrepreneurs in the entrepreneurial ecosystem. One of the things you often hear is you need critical mass of ecosystems, whether it's in Grand Junction or Pueblo or Fort Collins, Durango, and events like the Greater Colorado Pitch Series really just supercharge building that ecosystem, and we couldn't be prouder to be supporting that. What we decided to do as one of the ways we're helping is to offer a $10,000 in-kind award. We're particularly excited to offer the award to Tankmates to support Pueblo, Tankmates, and that community. We're so happy. We love supporting entrepreneurs. We're passionate about this project in particular. So any of the finalists, any of the participants, feel free to reach out to me anytime. The website, venturebest.com. Congratulations to everyone. And so excited to see how this all turns out.
Sweet. Congrats to you, Nick, from Tankmates. Thank you to these in-kind sponsors, and congratulations to these startups. One thing that stands out about rural Colorado is the creative partnerships that come together. Greater Colorado Venture Fund and Mountain Careers have a special announcement to make. Let's hear what it is.
I'm Erin, and I'm the founder of Mountain Careers and live in Vail, Colorado with my 2 wild mountain kids and husband. As a human resource professional, I started Mountain Careers because the motivation to move to the mountains is easy to understand, but the difficulty is finding a career that can support the lifestyle. We are an online network and job board sharing high-quality careers across mountain towns. Think jobs in healthcare, government, outdoors, technology, all of it. We travel and network in these communities to uncover great companies and connect them to talented professionals looking to live in the mountains. Since we started Mountain Careers 5 years ago, we've been inspiring a network of over 10,000 subscribers to make a change in their life, find their next career opportunity, and live the lifestyle they want. Here's the exciting part. We're teaming up with Greater Colorado Venture Fund to bring you The Outpost. It's going to be a specialized newsletter focused on connecting experienced professionals looking for the next big thing in small rural communities. For people who love working for startups but want the lifestyle of a small community with recreation out their back door, The Outpost is going to be for you. We invite you to check out mountaincareers.com, sign up for our newsletter, and look out for more information about The Outpost.
And now I'd like to introduce David Dragoo out of Montrose, who's going to tell us about the Colorado Outdoors Pearl Fund. David, welcome.
Hi, I'm David Dragoo, and I'm one of the main principals in the Colorado Outdoors Pearl Fund. And our mission as a fund is to invest in businesses and in entrepreneurs, primarily in opportunity zones across the U.S. And these are, by the nature of opportunity zones, are primarily in rural areas. And so our focus is really on the outdoor industry and in technology companies. Yeah, so the pitch series is super important to us because it really brings together a lot of these great entrepreneurs into one area. We get to meet them, we get to meet their teams, see what their mission's all about. And really it's a spark that really segues into a much deeper relationship. Rural Colorado is important to us because we really believe it's the heartbeat of Colorado. And it's really one of the best places to make a very lasting, tangible, and palatable difference in communities. And even with a small team, we think you can make a pretty incredible difference.
Okay, the judges are done deliberating. It's that time. Woohoo! Who is ready to hear the investment announcements from the Greater Colorado Venture Fund team? I know I am. Come on in, Mark, Corey, and Jamie. Drum roll, please. And I'll turn it over to Mark.
Oh man, seriously. First of all, this has been one of the hardest narrowing down processes, especially in the timeline that we had to do this on. So, maybe a few caveats here. And the biggest announcement to start with would be we blew the $250,000 number out of the water, right? In addition to the Pearl Fund coming in, right? That's an amazing addition. But you'll hear in the coming announcements that how we blew that out of the water. And we think that the companies that applied really, really deserve it. And we also believe that several of the other companies, even ones that didn't pitch today, are companies that we're going to be building relationships with over the coming years. So just because somebody might not have, gotten an investment in today's pitch doesn't mean that precludes them from working with us or any of our other friends or partners in the ecosystem. And again, this isn't about winning. Check size is not, bigger is not always better. And it's right sizing for the companies, the opportunities, making sure there's alignment with founders on what they're building, where they're heading. So there's a lot that goes into these decisions. And I know I speak for Corey, Jamie, and I, we really try to put ourselves in the shoes of the entrepreneurs to make sure that we're good long-term partners for all of these companies. Corey, anything that I missed that you want to?
Yeah, so the only thing that I'd add is that it's important to understand that we aren't always the right type of capital for companies. Even if we don't fund companies, we still work with them to try and find the right financing partner for their journey. And we are getting creative in our own pursuits and trying to come up with new financing structures that allow us to engage with and work with more entrepreneurs, especially the types of entrepreneurs that we're finding in our rural ecosystems. I'll let Jamie share a little bit more about these structures and how we're thinking about them.
Sure. So as the fund really trying to pioneer what venture capital can be for rural America, one of our jobs is figuring out how we can make ourselves available to partner with really the best founders in our market. And unfortunately, we're only one type of capital. And we hope some of the people on the call on this live stream today are able to really see how they can partner. And maybe a way that you can help one of these companies who pitched, or maybe you can even help another company in your own neighborhood. It all adds up. That said, for us as a venture capital fund, we're really excited in that we get to employ a new tool for venture capital in our market, and that's revenue-based investment. And that's really important that it allows us as the venture capital fund to really make ourselves aligned with more rural-based companies. And we hope this can be a model that others can use for their own startup ecosystems across the nation.
I've got some juicy gossip. An insider source told me who the first winner is. Let's surprise David and Ling from Hacker Noon. Hi, David and Ling. Thanks for joining us. I'd like to kick it over to Jamie for some additional questions.
Sure. So, Ling, David, we're really excited that you two moved out to rural Colorado, to Edwards, to continue building Hacker Noon. And it's amazing to see the growth that you've been able to continue with for the company since making that move. So with that, I would like to inform you that GCVF is going to commit to investing in this round with you.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Excited to have you guys on board.
That's amazing. Thank you.
Yeah, likewise. We're really excited. I I think there was even a period where we didn't even know Hacker Noon had moved to Colorado. So that was, sometime last year. And so since finding out about that and then getting to learn more about the company, we're really excited to figure out a way to partner together and really help hopefully amplify the company and prove what you're doing isn't crazy.
That was exciting. I've got goosebumps. Oh, this just in. I'm getting word that we are going to call Nick from TakeMates. Let's do it.
Hey, Nick. I'm really excited to share with you that the Greater Colorado Venture Fund today is going to be committing $75,000 towards your round of financing.
Very cool.
Yeah, we're excited to join the team and the journey and ready to support you in any way we can.
Awesome. Very excited. This is cool.
Yeah, looking forward to it, Nick.
I was very impressed by the other presentations. Pretty
It's a good crew you got there.
Agreed.
Yeah.
They were great all around. Yeah.
How do you feel, Nick?
Oh, I feel great. This is awesome. It's always fun to talk about your business, but when there's a prize at the end, it's always better than just kind of.
Well said.
Yeah. So very cool. I appreciate all the opportunity you guys are offering all of us. So it's very exciting. But I'm also excited. I'm excited for everybody else too, because I know Rolf personally, and I don't know the others, but everybody did so well on the presentations. It was really nice to see everybody, still working hard and doing what they need to do during the COVID scenario. So.
That was so awesome. Way to go, Nick. Super exciting. And the fun keeps on coming. Let's bring on Brian with quicker stuff.
Alrighty. Well, Brian, thanks again for joining, and great job on your pitch. We've really enjoyed watching the quicker journey and really watched you as kind of a leader within Grand Junction and really Western Slope startup community. And now, we're pretty excited to kind of take the next step there. GCVF would like to commit $100K to your round.
Wow. Thank you. Wow. Hey, I need some hecklers. Nice.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Definitely. You did a great job on the pitch. And so that was obviously kind of cherry on top. But in general, I mean, we've just enjoyed the whole journey with you. And so this is, I think, exciting to be able to just get hands-on, hopefully building an awesome business out of Grand Junction together.
That's incredible. Can I get that in cash, though?
Yeah, it'll be heavy bags that you'll have to have some people help you carry.
So we get to celebrate on a mountain bike ride, or how do we do it?
As soon as it's not 100 degrees in Junction, definitely.
You just have to get up early in the morning. That's how we do it here. Early rise. Come on.
Mark, I'll see you there.
Brian, I'll see you there. I'm down. We'll do that. No, Brian, really looking forward to getting to roll up our sleeves and work with you and, help you close out the rest of the round. And obviously there's a number of other partnerships and a great impact this could have in the broader, mountain biking community that's built up between Junction and Fruta and across the West Slope. So looking forward to it.
Yeah, and I just want to say thank you guys for what you're doing. Mark and I, for years, have been talking about why capital isn't placed differently in investments and in small town and main streets. So I think you guys have taken it to the next level and really executed on what needs to happen for us to grow rural companies. I mean, we have to be able to invest in our communities if we want better communities. So I think not only I thank you, I think the employees thank you. I think the community thanks you, because it's not just us.
Thanks. We appreciate that. And we're all looking forward to mounting our racks on the back of our vans and hopping on the trails with you.
You're going to have to get in line, though. I got 6,300 left to go.
Looking forward to it, Brian. Thanks again.
All right. Thank you.
Great work, Brian. Really pumped for you and quicker stuff. That's awesome. And it just doesn't stop. Let's keep on with the good news and bring back David from the Colorado Outdoors Pearl Fund. Hi, David. You take it away from here.
Yeah, so I appreciate it. So Heath, we had about 100 applicants, and we had about 7 or so finalists. And we're obviously very, very happy to announce that you are our winner of our $25,000 investment. So good job, man. Yeah, good job.
Thanks, David.
Super proud of you and your team, and really looking forward to getting to know you guys a lot more.
Awesome. Thanks so much, man.
No problem.
And hey, Heath, in addition to that, obviously great partnership with David and the Colorado Outdoors crew and the Pro Fund. But in addition to that, GCVF is excited to announce you're one of our winners as well. We are going to be making an offer to you for $350,000. So,
whoa!
In total, that's 375. You are right now the one of the big winners.
Oh man! Wow, guys!
Boom! Happy dance.
This is amazing.
What are you going to do? Go to Disneyland or?
Our friends are outside and they said they have a bottle of champagne. Depending on how this goes, it could be drunk either way, but it's definitely going to be, we're going to have pop some champagne and wow, we're excited. I'm so excited to work with you guys.
Awesome job, man. We're super proud of you, Heath.
Yeah. Looking forward to it. Likewise.
Same.
Congratulations, Heath.
Thanks, Mara.
Here we are, the grand finale of the Greater Colorado Pitch Series. Congrats to all the winners and the finalists. We've heard from our sponsors, our partners, community champions, and our founders. I'd like to turn it over to the judges for any final words. What are you guys thinking right now?
Oh my gosh, I think I can speak for all three of us. The virtual back room that we had was pretty intense. I mean, making these decisions isn't easy. We heard 7 incredible stories, and I think just a reminder that this is just the start for a lot of these companies, whether they were part of the pitch series or a number of other incredible companies that applied. With the pitch series itself, we did not imagine investing more than $250,000, right? So we hit $525,000, about $600,000 if you include the Pro Fund and all the in-kind sponsorships. So, these are resources going directly to the companies across the state and we know they're going to put them to good use. And I think that's really why we do what we do. And this has been so rewarding. And not to mention being able to pull this off in a virtual context. So again, huge thank you to you, Mara, for being our MC and helping plug this in with Startup Week. And also a huge thank you to Establish to hopefully make us look as good as possible, if that's even possible. So thanks again. I don't know, Jamie, Corey, anything to add to that?
I mean, I think the only thing I'd throw on there is thanks for joining us and watching this journey. Hopefully it was pretty illuminating as far as the types of companies that are quietly getting built in all of our small towns. There's a lot of big ambition in places you don't always know to expect it. And as a viewer right now, I would just ask, how can you jump into the movement? These are the founders that are building the future of Colorado, and I think it's on all of us as a community to really rally around. And how can we do a real community barn building to help these companies continue to grow? So think of the one way that you can help one of the companies that you saw today, or perhaps think of one way you can just help one of the companies down the street from where you're watching this today.
Well said.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much again to the Greater Colorado Venture Fund team. You dudes are amazing, and I'm really excited to see where this all goes from here. I'm blown away again by everything that's happened and the investment that's been out to help these companies grow their businesses. So thank you again, everyone on this event, for your support of rural Colorado and these founders who are working so hard to build something great. So I'd like to wrap up with a few comments. As the governor said in the beginning, Colorado is known as a great place to build your business. And I actually believe that it is the place to build your business. And it's because of the pioneering spirit and embrace of adventure that we saw today from these founders. It makes me proud to live in rural Colorado. Thank you, everyone. We are so excited that you've joined us for the first ever Greater Colorado Pitch Series. And this is just the beginning, as Mark said. Be on the lookout, as I know the Greater Colorado Venture Fund folks want to do this again in some format and capacity. So keep your eye out for that. And so we know that we hope we see you soon. Bye, and thanks again.